Yeah, I tell people to start with 5% of their overall savings. So save the other 95% for stocks and bonds, take 5% and put it into startups. And the most important thing, because each individual investment is very risky. So the most important thing is making sure you're diversified, so that you're building a basket of, I would say, at least 10 to 15 companies out of that 5%. So don't invest too much in any given company. That's probably the biggest mistake that first-time angels make. And obviously be aware that there is a high degree of upside, but the liquidity is going to take some time as well. So don't invest in anything that you can't afford to hold on to for 7 to 10 years as well. I think those pieces are really critical for everybody.
What is the potential downside to equity crowdfunding and letting 1,000 people from the public put $500, say, into your startup? If you were to raise $500,000 from 1,000 people, how do things change for that startup? Well,
if you're not careful, so if you don't structure it properly with all the deals we're doing with the 17 companies here that people can invest in today, although you're all getting an economic interest, it's one person on the company's cap table. So there's one point of contact, so that if you need signatures and things like that, it's streamlined. That's very important. Secondly, where I see a lot of problems, and I know, Jason, we've spoken about this in the past, there are founders out there that are not frequently reporting to their investors. And I don't care if it's Founders Fund or if it's 100 smaller investors. You have an obligation to keep them in the loop on what's going on, and we've talked about this as well. These companies always need more money, so it's really important to keep them in the loop. If you don't do a good job of managing people properly and being proactive, you can have problems for sure.
Yeah, and people need to understand you accumulate your losses first.
Right.
And then
the J curve.
What do you call it? The J curve?
The J curve, your losses in any venture fund. So if let's say you have a venture fund, you invest in 10 companies, the good exits are going to happen at the end of your fund's life cycle, or if you're an individual, your portfolio's life cycle. Your losses are going to show up in the first couple years. So most of the startups are going to fail early on, so you're going to see the losses before you actually see the big exits that carry the rest of the portfolio.
So years 2 or 3 or 4 can be painful.
They can, yeah.
You can get a little bit of a stomach ache.
Yeah.
Grind your teeth, look at the ceiling, if you don't know that.
Yeah, so go in with your eyes wide open, and it's not for everybody, right? People that are risk averse don't invest in startups, period.
Yeah, I found that people on AngelList really wanted to take the risk.
Right, they understood.
They understood it. A lot of them were engineers, doctors, et cetera, and they were like, I would present later stage opportunities to them that were more de-risked, and they didn't want them. They were just like, nope, we want the seed stage, like raw, no data companies. That's what we want.
Right.
And they were very savvy about it.
Pre-traction or a clear chart going up and to the right.
The one thing I would just add, which goes back to Contraline, is part of the reason that companies would do this, it's not just about the capital. A lot of these companies could raise more money from an institutional investor. The idea is get a couple hundred people that are going to be brand evangelists that are going to help you get the word out. And you never know. Like, I was talking to Cyan, my dad's a urologist. He could be helpful to Contraline. So just getting the word out, you get capital, but you'd be surprised some of the people that you attract that can actually open doors and help get the word out.
Yeah, imagine if we had 1,000 urologists.
Yeah, it'd be huge.
That'd be great.
Nice.
That would be the massive game change of game changes.
Oh, totally.
Hey everybody, you know how much I love Wistia. You know how much I love having control of my videos and how they're presented, and the ability to grow our mailing list at This Week in Startups. So when you go to thisweekinstartups.com, you're going to see we use a product called Wistia, W-I-S-T-I-A, Wistia.com. Go to Wistia.com/twist, and you'll get a free account, and you'll start hosting videos in minutes. Now, why is this so important? It's so important because you need to control, in a business setting or in your podcast setting, you want to control the experience when people watch your video. You don't want wacky annotations, all kinds of ads layered onto it, cruft, garbage. And you certainly don't want your competitors' videos coming up and suggestions all around it. You want to control your experience and have a beautiful, clean experience that allows you to do high-end marketing techniques like put videos behind a paywall or a password, and to get people to sign up with an email and give them that prompt, hey, want to get the next episode, come to the launch festival free, put your email in. Hey, want to get a white paper? They have over 330,000 using Wistia now. When they started on This Week in Startups, just like 2 or 3 years ago, they only had 50,000. So this company is growing amazingly. I mean, I wish I could be an investor in it. They are crushing it. And you get great analytics, trends, viewer streams. You can really see like, oh, people are rewinding the video and watching this section twice. I always find that fascinating. And as I said, it's super easy to use. You have tons of support. And one of the things they do great, and listen, you can go look at this for free. On their blog, they explain how to use microphones, how to use cameras, how to edit, how to make great content. All because they know that if you're coming from a business situation, you may not have made video before, but your consumers are demanding video and they want video on a regular basis. Video is the best way to communicate. You're hearing my voice. You're seeing me on thisweekinstartups.com. You want to watch videos when you come look at a product, service, or any website. You look for the video first, and Wistia is going to help you make and serve those great videos. They integrate with all the major email and marketing automation tools. Clients include MailChimp, Moz, HubSpot, Zendesk, Herman Miller, Sam Adams, and of course, This Week in Startups and Launch. We love it, and get their guides to build using the right microphones and lighting and setup and all that kind of stuff. It's really great hacks. Wistia.com/twist. I love this product. Go use it. Okay, let's get back to the program.